We'll be your internet.
Why? How? What?
What?
God damn
They
it.
say there's video.
And there's the
Yeah,
sound.
I see it.
Hello.
Oh,
Am I
hello.
in?
We're live, apparently.
Well, if I'm live, I guess I'll start. I guess I'll start talking. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 37 of On the Backs
Woo!
of Gods. I am your DM, Jillian, and today we have some of our players here today with us. We have Kyle, Mac, Josh, and Christo. Hopefully, Frank and Abby will be joining us later, but you know, the world's a crazy place. What are you going to do? I can handle just annoying 4 people for a couple hours, you know? It's
Oh
fine.
boy.
Today's a little different today because I said I was going to give a little bit of an announcement, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. First, I wanted to talk about something we are going to be involved in on the week of the 14th through the 21st. We are going to be doing our best to raising some money for a charity, which I believe is called Gamers for Gaming, where it helps people in hospital and kids in hospital to be able to play games and, you know, have a good time when they're in a shitty situation. And hopefully we can do something to help people out. Gamers for Gaming themselves is going to be doing a 24-hour sort of thing from the 20th to the 21st. We may or may not push out of that, I don't know, but we are going to be trying to put out as much content that week so that people can donate and have some things to maybe some goals that we can achieve besides the donations, and maybe not there'll be a dice giveaway, who knows.
Ooh, exciting.
Listen, if you don't want to watch us, I understand, but if you want to go give it to this charity, we'd be fully appreciative. And I just think that almost seems like enough to me. I also wanted to talk about something for in-game, and hello, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Hello.
In-game, we started touching on this a little bit near the end of last episode. We are going to be incorporating an addiction recovery system into the game, and Frank's here. See, it all worked out.
Hey, brilliant.
It all worked out. The system was created by Brennan Lee Mulligan and the Academy of Games, and there was multiple consultants on it. And it's basically a way to make addiction recovery and relapse not a story choice, but a roll of the dice, just like rest of Dungeons and Dragons is. That it's not a story beat to slip up when you're trying to recover from an addiction. So this is, first off, thanks to people who made it, because this is great. But over time, during downtime, Roshan can take the time to work on himself and try to bump up his recovery dice. Right now, he is currently sitting at a D4. If he rolls a 1 on that D4, he will more than likely relapse. But each time that he works on himself during downtime, he has the possibility of upping his dice all the way to a D20, and just has kind of big gaps between slipping up and having more struggle. And just there's a chance for him to work on himself, and, you know, sometimes just the dice fall wrong. And that's how it is in real life, too. Sometimes the dice just fall wrong.
Yep.
That's me rambling. So I'm going to jump back into it. I'm going to get to the recap, and then I think we're all ready to get going and get out of this one space in the road we've been stuck in for a million years, and we will be free. So last session, we were continuing our combat after the team had been abducted by some men who said that they were doing this legally. One of the men, actually the whole group of men, said that they would be willing to talk out the situation and let you go. That request was denied by the party. And
I mean, in fairness, there's no really good way to debate that kind of thing when your barbarian goes on ahead with the, you know, blood.
I will say
rage.
your ranger went first.
That,
You can't blame Gorbjorn.
You told me cut off his head. I'm like,
You literally told Gorbjorn
that
to kill him.
that was after Gorbjorn already broke out.
Oh, well, they asked you to stop after you broke out. Anywho,
Yeah, well,
semantics.
They shouldn't change
Moral quandary.
I guess.
Well, anyway, you guys killed somebody, and then another somebody, and then another somebody. One guy got away. One guy you were able to get. He surrendered himself, gave you information on Olafsveller and island life or living.
Island living.
Thank you. I should have called it island life. Anywho, on island living, and that Eagle is probably there, and that he does not hunt in town. You all then let him go. You burned the bodies of all of the men and horses you murdered. And as you were ripping this cart apart, and this man runs away down the road, at the dying end of this chaos, you can see a small cart approaching. And you hear an old woman's voice yell out, "What the fuck are you up to?" As you watch Ellie and Athumbla meander their way down the road towards your chaos. And that is where we left off, with Ellie slowly approaching the huge bonfire.
Oh boy. Yeah. All right.
She's slowly riding forward.
Yeah,
Eventually catching up to you guys. You guys, if there's something you wanted to do or say before she gets there, you have a moment, but she's coming. Not quickly. But she's coming.
I wanna check on Ave real fast. Just
Yeah.
you know, reassure myself.
Roll me investigation. Yeah, give me investigation.
Alrighty, I can do that, and I will. Ooh, hot damn. Thank God, because my investigation is not that good. That's a 21.
Okay. So there is damage to the box itself, which Gorbjorn noticed. Mostly you can assume because there was a huge explosion next to it, but luckily there was a man in front of it. So it kind of worked out in protecting at least the bulk of it. The sides, you can see that there's some like ash and charring on. You can see that there is some structural integrity to damage to the wood. It's not like, oh wow, if I pick this up, it's going to fall apart, but it definitely looks rough. Also, what Gorbjorn didn't see is, yes, the lid is nailed down shut. You can tell by the placement of the nails that it had been opened.
Oh, son of a bitch. Were they nailed back in place?
Yeah, the nails have been put back in place.
It's been resealed. God damn it. Oh! And now I don't know if I want to try and bust the damn thing open just to make sure that Ave's okay in there. There aren't any... Is there enough damage to the outside that I might be able to, like, peek in through a gap in the lid, or a chunk that got taken out, or is there...
I'm going to leave this to you, but I'm going to phrase it like this. In my mind, it was not that damaged. Would you like the box to be that damaged?
I would not prefer the box to be that damaged if I had the choice.
It is not that damaged that you could
right.
like look through a hole.
So when Ro ever did his detect magic, could he see Ave's body kind of like glowing through the box, kind of thing like that?
He could try if he wants to. He's probably seen at least the circles, and probably now the runes on his body would illuminate if he is in there.
I'll save you a spell slot, and I'll activate my feature.
Ooh.
Save your spell slots, nerds. I have features.
What spell slots? That fight took all of them, period.
It's understandable. Oof.
And you have detect magic, good sir?
I have lingering magic where I can just cast detect magic as my eyes turn into like wolf eyes with that amber color.
Ow.
You're like, step back.
Gorbjorn, you were looking at over Ave's body earlier. Could you come give me a hand, real quick?
Yeah.
What do my wolf eyes see?
Gorbjorn, what do your wolf eyes see?
You stare daggers at this box. You can see the small circles that were present near Ave's stomach, and you can also see every rune on his body illuminating. It does not look like anything is, it does not look like a limb is missing. It's the best way to describe you being able to see all the runes. All the limbs are there. All of the runes are there. From this perspective, with Roshan next to you, you can also see his companion who kind of has hunkered down over Roshan's shoulders. And a quick glance over at your friend Saga, you can see this kind of like dark ichor over her eyes, like it was in the cave, kind of just like a slowly moving kind of deep purple vortex in the eyes that seems to like drip down slowly on her face.
Interesting.
Yeah, but you can see all the things. Everybody's magic items glow. He has all his limbs.
I'm really just confused about what is happening with my party members. I'd be like, Ave's fine, but I would kind of like try to sneakily touch the shadow person next to Roshan.
Oh, thank goodness for
Casually run a hand like Roshan's head, just like
Just like...
Whoa, got a fly for you.
You don't feel anything, Gorbjorn.
That's weirder.
I was hoping it
I don't
was
like that
physical.
even less.
While they're discussing that and getting waved at over the head, Roshan will turn over to Ellie and approach and say, "Hello, Ellie. Fancy seeing you here."
Now that Ellie's gotten closer, Nana will hop back out of our prison cart and...
Wait for our DM.
Oh, of course.
The
Hello,
last thing
DM, are
I
you back?
heard was getting waved at over the head. Y'all's audio
Oh,
will
no.
come back in a hot second. So
Okay.
just give it some time, you know. I'm back.
Okay.
Hooray!
So Roshan departed from the group to approach Ellie and say, "Oh, hello. Well, what brings you out this direction, Ellie?"
I mean, this was the direction I was going. I was just stopping in Laminder. I stayed for a couple of days. I headed down the road. I saw a man running, and I'm like, normal. And then I continued forward, and then I saw the big bonfire, and then I saw you, and I was like, also normal. So
Yeah, well, I suppose you're not wrong there.
Roshan's currently the only one with Ellie.
Sorry. After you cut out, I did say that, like, hearing Ellie approaching, and now that, you know, Ave's been seen to be, like, okay, Nana's been reassured. She feels a lot better. Thank you, Gorbjorn. Kind of pats Gorbjorn on the shoulder, hops out of the cart, and kind of walks over to kind of, like, come up alongside of Roshan.
Yeah, you guys are prone to breaking carts and making bonfires.
Well, in our defense, they tried to kidnap us and possibly sell us into slavery, so
I mean, I
felt
wasn't implying
somewhat
there were
justified.
people in the bonfire. Are there people in the bonfire?
I wasn't
shit.
implying
There's
that
horses
either.
too.
Oh, shit.
Well, your cart looks broken, so.
It's very broken. Could we possibly bum a ride to Olafsvella from you?
I mean, you'll have to sit around the new things that I picked up. And you can, if you look in the back of her cart, you can see what looks like a statue laying down in the back of the cart, fully wrapped up.
Is it glowing?
You stare at it real hard. It is
my wolf
not
eyes.
glowing, but I guess while you have this active, Ellie and Athumbla do have a bit of that magical tinge to them, just like a lot of your party members do. Well, I guess as long as you don't, you know, destroy my cart like you're prone to do.
We will endeavor in every possible way to do no harm or damage to you, your cart, or your cow, or your things.
I believe.
What's this new statue you've got? Oh no.
Oh no! Come back! What is the new statue? I wonder. What could it be? Is it a people? Is it an animal?
I'm assuming it's some holy statue for a new church.
Oh boy.
Or not new church, because I have no...
Hooray! She returns, sort of. We'll see if we're back with her.
I think it might be worth it. I think it might be worth it, boys and gals.
To do what?
I cannot hear anybody yet, so I'll just wait another moment longer.
Jillian's got
Hello.
to get the fiber.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello!
You guys can hear me?
Yes,
Mhm.
can you hear
So
us?
if I was like, hey guys, could you talk to each other in character for under 10 minutes? Do you think you could do that without me?
Oh, yeah, I think that we
Sure.
can manage that.
I would, and the
Absolutely.
thing is, if you don't stay in character and you guys just talk about stuff, that's fine. But I'd like to see if I can fix this, so I'm going to be right back. So you guys
Right.
talk to each other, have a good time. I'll return. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'm watching y'all, not really.
That's a big list.
So before you dip out, I got a real quick question. So Fenn's going to be wiping off the mark that's on his mouth right now. But sessions ago, he had the Daga's forset symbol on his forehead. Is that still there?
No, that was like dirt.
Okay. I just wondering. That's all.
Nope. I'll be back, guys. Have a good time.
All
See
right,
you in a
bye.
sec.
Get out of there.
Okay. All
Not
right.
for dogs.
So, quick powwow, everybody. Let's just take stock and let's figure out what all we need and where we're at. Fen, I know that you're rather exhausted at this point.
I'm not doing very well, honestly. Could use for a bit of a rest, extended rest, if possible.
I'm fairly certain that Ellie won't mind if you hop up onto the cart over here and just set yourself down, okay?
You seemed a bit distraught about the state of Ave's box. Is everything all right?
Well, it got knocked around a bit in the explosion, but it looks as though it's fine. He's okay. By the by, Gorbjorn, that I don't know, that vision you were using, is that new? Was that something you picked up in the Reach?
Yes, I don't know what I did, but I wanted to see Ave like I saw him in Valley with tiny sands in him.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. But, so, near as you're able to tell, he's okay, he's intact in there.
Box is glowing, so...
I mean, yes, it also looks as though the box was opened and then re-nailed closed. So,
Oh,
yes. I'm not thrilled about that, but I suppose so long as Ave seems to be okay and the runes that Dagwood put in place seem to be intact, I don't necessarily want to open it out here on the open road. Preferably if we can get the box into a closed space, an inn or something, I would be reassured if we could open it up, make sure that nothing was done that was untoward.
I know this was somewhat settled just recently, but we're talking about entering town, Olofsvala, knowing that we have apparently legal mark for our custody on us, and we're not even sure what laws we've broken, but now we're approaching a place knowingly breaking a law by transporting Ave, and people know that we're doing it. At least someone does.
Presumably, yes, but I'm banking on Eagle not wanting to hunt on his home turf enough that he'll leave things be long enough for us to at least get some rest, get some provisions, make sure that Ave is all right, behind closed and locked doors, preferably. If things seem dicey while we're there, I'm fine with waiting until after we've put Olafsfella behind us, but
I think it's something we could also plan on doing tonight.
while we're
I
resting.
don't think Ellie would mind being asked to not look in this direction. She's not a narc.
That is true, and perhaps it would be good to give her plausible deniability, just on the off chance that her associating with us might put her in some danger. Better she knows as little as possible. She already knows a bit.
I know that what that man said was that Eagle doesn't hunt in town. Does that preclude us from hunting in town? Particularly
I don't think
if,
it would make us any friends.
but we might know where he is, and we'll not be arriving the way that he's expecting.
True.
I'm in no condition to hunt whatsoever at this moment, but if he's at this island living establishment, then it's possible we might make his acquaintance under circumstances that are advantageous to us. I've never done it before in this context, but you've been teaching me a bit of dishonesty and deception. In hunting, you've seen me do it before. I disguise my appearance, and I think with a bit of practice and a little bit of motivated deception, I might be able to disguise myself in a more urban environment.
Well, he could give you a haircut.
It might cost me a first level spell slot and maybe but it's nothing I've ever tried before, but I think I have the capacity for it. If not just to get close to the man and, maybe perhaps under the guise of seeking employment and seeing what sort of outstanding bounties he might be seeking.
Well, that is assuming that he doesn't have the capacity to see through magical disguises and the like. But it would be worth a try, I would say.
I'm not sure what his abilities are, or even if mine will be up to the task with the way I'm feeling at the moment, or when I'll be good again. Speaking of good again, Saga, how are you?
You're talking about going to talk to this person. Are you sure we should do that when everyone is feeling so bad?
I'm not sure we should do anything, honestly. I'm just wondering how you're feeling. You seemed a bit out of sorts recently, and at least you're finally talking to us again.
We are at present about 2 days away from Olafsfella.
I don't. Go ahead.
I don't want to get anywhere near him. If you guys want to do something, you can, but I don't want to.
That's perfectly reasonable, Saga. Honestly, I think that it would be to our advantage to at least try to meet this person in the flesh. We've only seen an illusion of him so far. And perhaps we could, at the very least, establish for certain who hired him to do this to us. And if we could know whether or not it was the same people who did in Ave.
I'm most uncomfortable not knowing why we're being pursued. Obviously, this Eagle stands to make a profit by it, but everyone seems to think that they're doing justice, that what they're doing is legal, and I can't believe that it is. I'm not sure what laws we've broken, and I've poached on county land before, but that's not something they send bounty hunters after you for.
Not typically.
What laws have we broken?
Certainly would be something nice to establish while he's not able to just taunt us from a distance.
And the better measure we can get of the man, the better we'll perhaps know his abilities, strengths, and weaknesses, so that if it does come a time when we needs come against him, that we know the make of him. When we saw him last, we couldn't even tell that he wasn't there. I don't know his measure. I don't know what resources he can pool. I assume if he was going to try again to apprehend us, he would strike harder with better trained people, seeing what we were able to do to these, but he very well might not be able to afford better trained people. But we don't know that until we speak to him, or at least observe him. And I don't blame you for not wanting to get close, Saga. This is just me putting things out there for discussion before I take a nice long nap, because
You're going to need it.
I'm not badly hurt. I feel fine, just very, very tired.
So we are being hunted.
So it would seem.
It seems
Maybe
the
we
best.
should lay a trap for him. If he's that good, which I think he is, he's gonna come back. If we're
Certainly.
ready and we set a trap for him, maybe that's the best way to do it. Maybe walking into that town is kind of a trap. He knows.
I do feel like walking into Olafsvela is something of a trap. However, I do think we have something of an advantage. As Fen said, we're not entering as prisoners, like Eagle expects. We could enter disguised, possibly. We could enter under cover of night. We could approach it a couple of different ways. But I do think that, at the very least, we have something like an advantage. If we can be within the city and take advantage of the fact that he has no interest in pursuing us while we are inside.
But what if somebody else hunts us inside?
That is always a possibility.
He works for someone, just won't be eagle hunting now.
There's a lot of risk involved here. I don't disagree. But I think that we are guaranteed to be accosted by Eagle and or his men outside of Olafsvela if we skirt around it. He'll have means to know that we've escaped after a certain amount of time, I'm certain.
If we're going to be Eagle's quarry, I would just as soon be Eagle's quarry as well as someone else's. It gives them competition. It gives, if we're sought after for reward by one group of people and another group of people stand to lose out by our apprehension, then maybe we can play them against one another.
I just don't understand what we did wrong. Like,
Saga,
could we talk to them maybe? Is there could we just ask? Maybe there's a misunderstanding. Maybe there's another group that did something and they thought it was us.
We suspect that possibly the men who killed Ave hired Eagle to apprehend us. That is our suspicion. We can't know that, but we suspect that might be the case. I mean, who else would have a vested interest in making sure that we did not reach our destination?
Well, then we didn't do anything wrong. It's just we need to get somebody to help us. Then maybe.
Perhaps we might be able to possibly ask for an audience with the chief of Olafsvilla, though he doesn't go by chief. Generally speaking, I know that Gothi Autumnus is generally regarded to be a decent person. We might be able to appeal to him, at least to know our crime or supposed crime, although going right to the top may not work out for us if, in fact, he does believe that we have gone against some law that we are unaware of.
I don't think so. I'm fine. I can talk to them. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not as good at this stuff as you guys are. I don't know. I've never been in something like this.
You're a fairly persuasive person, Saga. Don't sell yourself short. Remember the giant village?
Yeah, remember the giant village.
And the Loxodons.
Well, I mean, maybe if I can let them see Lady Satyr, maybe. I think she's back. I'll need to talk to her. She was gone for a little while. Maybe she'll know what's wrong. Maybe this is what she wanted us to do.
I help you, Saga. Or at least observe when you talk to Lady Satyr.
Yeah, of course, yeah. That's all right. Should I do that now? Or
Listen, you all are super cute in your huddle, but right now my cart is next to a smoldering pile of persons. And this is a traversed road. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah,
I know I had to reboot mentally to get back into the focus, but
we
yeah,
appreciate you bearing with us.
Yeah, I'm taking it all.
So, Miss Ellie, what is that statue in the back of your cart, if you don't mind sharing?
And while Roshan's asking about that, Nana's gonna.
I think she's frozen.
Oh my god!
Oh god!
Okay, no one asked you about the statue.
Yeah, don't ask me about the statue.
Oh,
She becomes
well,
a statue
at least you
if you
got our
ask.
audio back right away.
That was nice. Yeah, it came back at least a little quicker this time. You know, hey, something about Mondays here, am I right? I feel like it works much better on, like, you know, the weekend where I only freeze like none. But hey, maybe it's because there's 6,000 of us.
Who knows?
Who knows? Or it's just maybe everybody likes to use the internet on Monday.
I mean, everybody is working from home, yeah?
It's also very true. But like, hey, take a break. It's like almost 9 here. Take a break.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, you're pretty nosy. Don't look at my statue, but you can totally like touch it through the cloth. Just like don't look at it or it'll turn to stone or something.
Pardon?
It's a statue that turns others to stone, then.
Maybe. Can't prove it's not unless you look at it, and I don't advise looking at it.
I want to look at it so much.
Gorbjorn breathing heavy.
Well, while this discussion is happening, Nana's going to go over to the ruins of the prison cart and start gathering our supplies and shit, and maybe like wave Gorbjorn over to help with getting Ave's box out of there and into Ellie's cart.
Yeah. Easy enough for everybody to reclaim all of their belongings.
Hooray.
And clamber into Ellie's cart.
I'm putting my armor back on!
Just aggressively putting armor on. Never again. I'll sleep in it. I don't care.
I guess I'll put on a shirt.
Don't need no shirt. We got armor.
All right. Is there anything else before I start riding away? She's been moving the whole time. It's just snail's
that
pace.
makes sense.
Before I pick up the pace.
Does anybody notice anything missing out of their personal inventory?
No.
Okay.
Alcohol. Oh, I drank it. Sorry.
Instantly opens bag. Tordrick. Oh, thank God.
Before my magic eyes run out, I wanted to look at that nice vase colander thing that I got from the Reach. That
Oh yeah.
had weird magical blood in it. I don't know what I drank.
Yeah, you don't know what that was. It was gross. You can see that there's definitely magical enchantment upon this container. It seems to stem from the rune that is upon it. You can see that the remnants of what is inside, which has now dried fully because you drank most of it, you can see there's just a remnants of magical effect on that as well.
Tortured, pour me a beer.
Yes, sir.
Into my creepy vase.
Time to drink.
Woo!
Yes, Saga?
Ellie, is it all right if I do a seance? Like, well, not that, but like,
Ooh. Oh, I got
I-
really excited for like half a second that we were going to do a seance. That was going to be fucking rad.
no, I don't really like. No offense, I don't really like dead people. But no, just I want to talk to my god, so I'm gonna do a thing back here. Is that all right?
Yeah, as long as you don't look at the statue. You'll turn to stone, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Should I do it in the front? In the front, then? I don't want to.
Sure, you can sit up here with me and do your cool talk to your god thing.
Okay, I'd rather sit up here. I don't want to be stoned. I've had a long day.
Yeah, you look like you've had a long day.
Yeah, it's been a
when-
long few days. We don't know exactly how many.
Well, you're welcome to tell me things or not. It's really, up in the air. Come on, climb up here. You you meander up to the front, just so tired. And she like reaches over and she like pats your thigh,
Aw.
and she kind of like sneaks like a finger over to the large blood stain that's on the front of your dress where the shrapnel stabbed you, and you watch it clean itself up. All right, let's get going.
Prestidigitation.
All right.
Thank you.
So is
I
there
was worried.
room on the cart from? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Saga, go ahead.
It's just, thank you. I was worried about my outfit. I'll fix the rip later, but I should learn how to do that. That would be really helpful.
Oh yeah, it's really honestly probably the most useful of like the Shazam sort of magics, I use it all the time, but sometimes I like to be sneaky about it.
Oh, yes. My favorite is this one, and I do a little mold earth lady satyr symbol.
That's pretty fucking rad. I would do that and be like, they went that away, and I'd do like little fake footsteps or something. That'd be fucking cool. Like,
Oh, that's
I-
fun.
I went that
Oh,
way,
wait.
and then I'll
What do you-
giggle and run the other way.
I
What
love
do you say?
this.
Fucking rad. Yeah.
Hell yes, let's go, Azumbla.
Let Saga say fuck. We did it, boys.
Slowly beginning to move forward. There's room for everybody on the cart. And Fen, if you wanted to be closer to Saga, you could you can't sit in the front part, but you could sit on the furthest most forward edge of the back part of the cart. And
I think I'm probably back to back with Saga, and I'm gonna close my eyes, and and Fenn's gonna close his eyes, and he's gonna listen to Saga try to talk to Lady Satyr. And if he gets anything from that, great. If he happens to slip off into meditation, kind of, without
which one
meaning
would you like to do? Either listen or slip into meditation.
He's probably he's gonna try his best to listen, but he's gonna slip into meditation. He's gonna
Poor boy.
he's trying his best, but
Okay.
he's not gonna make it.
Just so you know, this is your rest for the day. Okay.
You have rest at home.
I shan't give another. You all start going forward. Ellie instantly goes into rambling mode, while Saga prays next to her. Saga, are you doing anything in particular for your prayer? Any particular questions?
Mostly just, if she could let us know. Hi, sorry, I haven't talked to you in a while. You were busy, but, if you could just, I'm sorry, I may have misunderstood something, but there's some people coming after us, and we may have done something wrong, and I'd like to know what that is. If we made you unhappy, we would like to help, or something else. Thank you.
Love Saga. End of
Yes.
voice message.
Yes.
Could you go ahead and roll religion for me, please? Which
Okay.
do you have disadvantage on currently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
hard to focus.
If I was wise, it would be all right, but I'm not.
No.
Well, I don't think I can do any worse than that, but let's see. Yeah. All right. 2.
It is. There is something calming about having your necklace back with you, where you're like, you know that you can do magic and you are connected, but she is like leaving you on red currently is sort of the vibe you're getting. So it seems she has seen your message, but has not
red or
replied.
unread?
On red.
You like
I
see
saw
the
the little
little
eyeball.
ellipses, and then like, and then it deletes itself. It's just like, I don't know what to say right now.
Mental ellipses.
Just hear her be like,
No, I'll wait.
and I'm like, oh.
Sorodot. I need a mint.
Everybody leave my Lady Satyr voice.
I love your Lady Satyr
Everybody's
voice.
done like a different voice, and I just kind of like, man, if I could just change her voice each time, that would be fun. But
I mean, she
just
is a
to do
goddess of
each
chaos.
version of y'all's version of her.
Do what you want, Julie.
Oh no. Oh no. I can't tell you guys my inspiration for her voice, because then somebody would look it up and be like, wow, Jillian is nowhere near what the inspiration was. So it's a secret.
Fair enough.
That's my secret. If somebody else in the comments figures it out, you did it. Be nice to me. You guys are making your way down the road faster than, well, at least more consistent than walking.
Hooray.
Is there anything you guys would like to do during this time? Fen is currently taking a long rest for him. Yes, Gorbjorn?
I want to peek at the statue.
Yeah.
God damn it,
You're gonna be
Gorbjorn.
sneaky about it?
Uh,
Or you're just like, aha! You throw the cover off.
I'll be.
Gorbjorn,
hear
if you
it's
turn
gonna
into stone in this cart!
I hear it turns people to stone, and I don't want people to think like, oh, I'm gonna turn everybody to stone. So I want to just like do sneaky. Like when everyone's caught in conversation listening to, oh, she's frozen.
No.
Oh, God.
Every time we talk about that damn statue.
Yep.
Guys,
Oh,
we can't
turns
talk
to
about
stone
it
every
anymore.
time.
Sing it. You can't talk about the statue.
I need
Gorbjorn,
to
you
see!
can't look at it. You can't.
So
Can't.
stealth
Jillian
or
will
no stealth?
freeze.
Stealth.
Okay, roll stealth, please.
Oh, that is not good. You all see me with an 11 or 10. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm sure everybody watches you pick the cover up off of this statue.
Sure.
And he turns to stone instantaneously. No.
God damn it!
Yeah, Gorbjorn, from where you are sitting, you are looking at like probably a naked person's feet.
I'm not into that.
Ew, gross.
My
Never mind.
Covers it.
Wait, but it wasn't like statue material, or was it actually like a naked person?
Like a person? No, it's it's statue material.
Okay.
You're like, Ellie, there's like a whole person here.
You didn't make it out of flesh, did you?
At least
Hey,
we
this
put
is-
ours in a box.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, put your dead people in a box. It's respectful. Yeah, no, you look at it. It looks nicely carved, but the feet did not turn you to stone. So you have to look at the face.
He
That's
said he
not
wasn't into that.
stone.
We're
I
just
will
gonna
not.
begin to Tordrick's gonna start building a little one of the Nine Sisters Saga took one of the. He's going to start building that one. So he's got his 9 little figures.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Cordric takes time to recomplete his collection after giving one of the pieces to Saga so that his gods and her god can be gal pals and be teams. And you start working on that. It's something to focus on, and it definitely takes your mind off of everything that's happened. It is definitely a way to decompress, and you found it. A nice little drink and a way to decompress. Anybody else? Gorbjorn's being sneaky. Fenn's taking a rest. Saga's trying to get her god to talk to her. Gorbjorn, I already talked about him. It's just like Gorbjorn did this, and then Gorbjorn. Roshan, anything?
Roshan's just gonna kind of sit in the back of the cart with his head in his hands and maybe pretend he's sleeping. Probably not very well.
Yeah. At this time, if people are able to, they can take short rest if they'd like to, except Roshan.
I would not mind taking a short rest.
Yep, you guys are just sitting in a cart. You guys can take a short rest. Roshan, no matter what you do, there is just discomfort.
I'm gonna fall asleep on Ellie's shoulder if she'll let me.
Yeah, you fall asleep on Ellie's shoulder. She lights herself a cigarette and is smoking and talking mostly now to Athumbla. But she like looks back and everybody's sort of dozing a little bit or kind of working on tasks just to focus their minds. She looks over at Roshan and she's like, Roshan, you hear like her clear her throat loudly and she's trying to pass her cigarette back to you.
What does it smell like?
If I had to give it like a real world equivalent, like probably like marijuana. You know, the marijuana. It is fantasy marijuana, old Toby, if you will, which I think is actually tobacco,
yes!
But we're not here to
Good
debate.
old Longleaf.
Yeah, he'll take it and take a little puffy poo on that.
There you go. And if you're able to get yourself like a hot bath or something, it's really good for the bones. Because your bones look tense.
Thanks. They are. It's been a long, I don't know, how long were we out? Days?
I have no idea.
Days at least. I mean, Fenn probably knows better than most of us, but
Fenn is fully
not
out,
gonna
so you
ask
at least
him.
have to wait to ask him.
at the very least, yeah, no, I'm not gonna bother asking him. The poor boy's been through enough.
She does not ask for her cigarette back. She just kind of leaves it back there with you guys. So whatever happens, happens. She doesn't care. And goes back to talking to Athumbla very softly because she doesn't want to wake Saga up. Is there anything you guys would like to do today? Is like you guys watch as the sun starts to make its way up in the sky and then down. It's getting close to time to set up a camp, and you see Ellie like looking around like, where's a good spot? She kind of squints. 4, 5, 6. Around this time, Fenn would start waking up. So as Ellie is sort of looking around for a good spot, she's like, Athumbla, that one has the good grass. And she pulls over to the side, and Athumbla starts chewing on grass there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Perfect. Oh, God. And it's just every bone in her body creaks as she stands up. Okay. Sorry, honey, I have to move or I'll never move again.
It's like waking up a cat. You don't really want to, but you have to move it.
I'm so sorry. Can you try to like lay it down somewhere else? But it's like, no, that's not what I want.
Now it leaves.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yeah. I leave and I go find some rocks.
Aw.
Shuffles away, angry. No, shit. I'll fix that later. Oh, also, none of this is going to seem like super fucking weird. But sometimes my brain gets a little bit addled, and I mean to do something, and I do something else similar. And she kind of goes over to her bag and she pulls it down off the cart. and she reaches in and pulls out a long braid of dark hair. I was going to give it to you as like a memento, but I put it in my bag, and now I just have somebody else's hair, which is fucking weird. So if you want it, you can have it.
Thank you. Actually, yes. Thank you. I very much, Ellie.
Of course, because listen, I can't keep it. Listen, people, you may not know, but people already think I'm a little fucking weird. So I just want to take a few notches off of that.
Cannot figure for the life of me why you're an absolutely delightful person.
I certainly agree. I'm probably, not to toot my own horn, the best person. And Ellie shuffles over and starts getting herself a spot to sleep for the night. Yeah, you all Ellie has picked the spot, seems content with it. Stopped the cow.
Stop the cow, I want to get off.
Is there anything besides the normal setup for tonight?
Would Fen have gotten a full long rest?
You had your long rest, yeah.
Okay. So
you have one level of exhaustion taken away.
Yeah, okay. So Fen will take the full watch for the night and plan to do the same thing tomorrow for the last leg of our journey. If anybody wants to hang out, I'm amenable to it, but if everybody else needs their rest, I understand that as well.
Oh, and also, by the next night, if you are staying the night, you will be in Olafsveller. Now that you're not on foot, you've picked up the pace a bit. Tomorrow night, you will be in Olafsveller.
Okay.
So you can still do the same thing. It just will be probably in an inn or wherever you guys decide to hold up.
Okay. So I guess tonight we really need to figure out exactly what our game plan is going forward for tomorrow. Would be my assumption.
That's up to you guys if you just want to kick in the door or hide in the inn and then leave in the morning. It's whatever.
It's whatever.
Buy some horses, giddy up in the morning. I don't know. What do you guys are welcome to talk about it or wait till you're there. All up to you.
Ellie, how frequently do you make it to Olafsfella?
Oh, it's been a minute. I haven't been on this road in a while. I was probably in Olafsfella a couple years ago, maybe.
A pleasant place.
Oh yeah, if you stay at the front part. See, the front part is real pleasant and the back part's more fun. I calls it like I sees it. And I won't take it back.
Have you been to an establishment called Island Living?
Feel like that's going to be in the fun part.
My two rolls today have been a nat 20 and a 19. We are coming in hot, boys.
Let's not get into combat today, y'all.
I agree.
I've randomly turned into a pacifist today.
Gorbjorn's like, I'm good, thanks. I don't think I have. And Jillian's looking at her notes. It is called Island Life.
Island Life. Okay.
Hey guys, thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Hey,
well, we don't know what's written in our own notebooks. I'm sorry. No, that doesn't really sound familiar to me. And that's a name that I feel like would stand out to me.
Maybe it's either been erected in the last couple of years, or maybe it's in the fun part of town.
Oh, I go to the fun part of town.
You just sleep in the not fun part of town.
Didn't say that. I certainly didn't say that. Listen, it's more expensive to sleep in the nicer part of town because it's kind of, it's sort of like a curtain where it's like, look how nice it is, and look at our temple and our pretty buildings and our expensive rooms. And then you go behind the curtain and you're like, oh, hell yeah. That's just how I feel about it personally.
See.
Listen, I'm here for a good time, and it feels like a long time. So, just got to keep it fun.
Of course.
I really don't understand most of the stuff she says.
That's all right, Saga. It's all right. You don't need to understand. It's okay.
Okay.
You're not old enough. I'm older
Yeah.
than you. Well,
You'll understand when you're older.
Yeah, she's using that slang from way back.
yeah.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
remember.
Some old slang. This is how they used to talk all the fucking time, and now everyone's just like, hello, good morrow, and shit like that. Fucking baloney. They don't make baloney anymore, is the thing. And she goes on a rant.
About baloney, of course.
Yeah.
In front of her
as-
cow.
Back in my day, it was Bologna.
Back Oscar made the best Bologna in town.
I can't remember what his last name was. It started with an M.
And she gets comfortable, and she's sort of like just curled herself up in in her blankets and is sitting by the fire.
Oh my god.
Is there anything different you'd like to do for the night, or are you just doing shifts?
Are we going to talk a little bit about what we're doing tomorrow?
I think it would be wise just to sort of get a game plan together, if nothing else. I understand there's a great deal of risk going directly into Olafsvilla, but I think we do stand to at least gain some concrete knowledge that we don't have. I feel very strongly that if we could just know for certain why we're being pursued and really who is pursuing us, not this eagle character. Who's really pursuing us? Who hired him? I think that we'd be better off.
I would also prefer knowing. I've got a good hunch that it's our old friend Goldchin Joe, but making sure would at least put us on the right foot for next steps.
We could start to plan.
Yeah, whatever we do you think we could go through Olaf's filler a little quicker and try to get back home sooner?
Of course.
I'd like to finish Lady Sator's quest, because that's maybe why she's mad we're taking such a long time, and Ave he probably wants us to finish too.
I don't
he does.
foresee spending more than a single night in Olafsfeller.
Okay,
Just long
good.
enough to reprovision, buy a carriage, buy some horses, and get on our way.
Okay. Then I'm okay with whatever you guys pick. Just try to be safe about it, I guess. I'll try to help if you need help. I can talk to people or something.
Whatever you're comfortable with. Even if you would much prefer to stay elsewhere, stay with Ave, stay at the inn.
We could go shopping.
I think that might be nicer. Yeah. I could talk to the shopkeepers and gather I could ask them like what people get arrested for or something.
I have a question for you, shopkeep. What
do
things
people get arrested for around these parts?
Picks up an item on the counter. Tell me.
This is pretty nice.
Pretty nice wares you have.
So it's Saga saying it, so it's
Yeah.
a little bit less ominous.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe. Or else, because it's so not ominous,
What
then
do people
the
get
people are
arrested for?
suspicious.
And it's like,
Saga, perhaps asking something directly like that would be not as advisable.
okay.
Although, perhaps we could find out what kind of a reputation the different business people in Egil's profession have in Olsvella. Maybe it wouldn't be wise to drop his name, but perhaps just asking around about who seems to have a lot of influence in town,
I
who seems to be important.
I'd be like somebody who needs help or something.
Maybe.
Ask for help.
Maybe, certainly. Folk do tend to have some good sympathy for people in need, and if you were to present yourself as someone who needs some very particular help.
I could be lost orc prince that has money stuck in bank and need money to get it out, so I
Yeah.
could pay him double later.
And Fen said he can change his appearance. He can also be like your orc servant guy that's helping you out.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I'm
Fen not good at talk. I need probably you to talk.
Okay, I'll be the translator, you be the prince, and Fen will be the servant.
Just a small note: if we do separate from one another, we should.
But we'd be
We should
together
make
in
su-
that plan.
Well, yes, but that requires 3 of us, not all of us. But
You guys can be horses or something.
perfect.
if we do,
Saga's plan is impeccable.
Two horses enter a bar.
And the bartender says, "Hey, why the long faces?"
It's not a joke. It's just what happened.
It's just what happened.
if we need separate for any reason while we're in town, we should prearrange a meeting time and place, so that we're aware if someone is delayed by any measure, whatever that might be. And the others can
Fun side.
No, I think we should probably not have fun on fun side, Gorbjorn. I don't like to be Buzz Killington, but this is not a good situation we're walking into. We had fun in Laminda. Everyone had fun in Laminda. By that I mean half of us did. This is a dangerous situation, and I think we need to be aware of it.
I'm going to Fun Town.
Well, then you'll not go alone.
We'll figure things out. I do think that we should not spend more than one night and perhaps a morning in Olafsvella. I think that we should... Maybe it might not be a bad idea for us to have a team to look into getting supplies, getting a carriage, getting horses, and maybe figuring out a little about what's going on around town. And perhaps we can have a team that's at least trying to, if not find Egil, then at least get some sense for where he is and what he can do in Olafsvella and elsewhere.
No, this is not my area of expertise, but I'm wondering, might this be a good situation for deception? Might we let it be known that we're heading one direction and leaving at a certain time, and then leave another?
I certainly think that would be wise. Most definitely. I think that if we can mislead anyone who might have any interest in pursuing us, I think that is an advantage. Yes.
So maybe the best place to lay that groundwork would be on the fun part of town.
Probably so. That's likely where Eagle at least does most of his business, if I had to guess.
Gorbjorn seems to be into that as well. The fun side, the back side of town.
All right. Then I think that we should, in truth, be prepared to leave Olafsvella by noon at the latest. And we should all be prepared to meet, perhaps on the other side of town, heading towards Galunda.
And if we discuss this again in the presence of anyone else, make it be known that we plan to stay for 3 days.
Yes. And perhaps we can even pay for 3 days' worth of rooms, maybe in the fun part of town. It might be intriguing for Eagle or anyone else who might be looking for us. and it'd be cheaper.
And Ellie, when did you plan on leaving?
Oh, I mean, I was probably going to do like this tea. It's spicy. I was probably going to stay for like a day or two. I don't usually set like guidelines for myself. It's sort of like, okay, I'm done. Or if I'm having a really good time, then it's like, okay, I'll stay. So probably no more than 2 to 3 days. But you know, if it's super boring, I might head out sooner.
You've said before that you're not a fucking narc.
Those are my words.
Yes, I was trying to quote you as accurately as possible.
I appreciate it.
Are you willing to tell untruths on behalf of other people?
I suppose.
That might be helpful. We've got tomorrow to talk about it as well, in case anyone changes their mind.
I just like to know now for doing the prince thing, because if we are, I need to get started on his outfit. Like, I'm not going to have very much time, and he needs to look like...
I want a
part,
fancy
right?
outfit.
Let's do it. Oh, just do it. Why not? It'll throw anybody off our trail who happens to see us coming into town, who might know us. I mean, at the very least, Eagle knows what we're supposed to look like, so any associates of his could probably be assumed to know what we look like, so the less we look like that, the better. And an orcish prince in our number would certainly throw a wrench in the works there.
All right, I'm gonna need everybody's friendship bracelets, because he's gonna need to have a lot of gold, and I take off like the necklace that I got out of the thing too. Okay, and
Oh no, I
just
have my own pearl necklace.
He's got a lot. He's got a lot of bling.
I'm just collecting as much as I can, and I'm getting all the like fabric from my bag, and I'm starting like.
Fen is like really hesitant to give up his friendship bracelet. Like he'll do it, but like it's like. Okay, like you already had it taken from him once before.
We'll get it back.
He'll hand it over for the sake of the party.
Okay. Need this for the ankle bangles.
Naturally.
Ankle bangles. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to say that your night consists of something finally just like a moment that's a little more lighthearted after just like this heavy hitting few days that most of you don't remember. Just a moment of making Gorbjorn into the beautiful prince that he was meant to be.
Yes. Orcish prince.
People are welcome to do watches. Ellie passes out first. Thumbla also passes out shortly after. The person I'd like to talk to is Roshan. So Roshan, you're going to, like a normal person, try to sleep tonight?
Yeah.
Like a normal person.
Yeah, just like a normal person.
Yeah. I'm a normal person, Jillian. It makes it sound like you're not a normal person, but that's not the implication.
I mean, are any of us normal?
I'm just an average human.
I am just a normal human. Roshan, either you can roll me a Constitution saving throw or a Wisdom saving throw. Try and get to sleep.
Wisdom is better.
The mental thing.
I got an 11.
Okay. So here's the thing. I'll tell you what your DCs were.
Okay.
It was a DC 10 to get to sleep without taking a level of exhaustion the next day. Pretty easy task. It is a 15 and higher to avoid insomnia.
Okay.
I need you to roll me a d4.
Okay. That's a 3.
Okay. It is difficult. It is a night of tossing and turning, but eventually sleep does come just out of necessity. And you can wake up the next day without losing your level of exhaustion, just like the other people in the group can. people take their watches. Eventually, Roshan, you pass out. After the giggling stops and the people take quiet watches together, and the night passes by quietly and uneventfully. The sun slowly starts to rise, and that is where we're going to take our break today.
Woo!
Thank you guys for being with us so far. And if you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, when we come back, or maybe at the end at some point, I'll tell you again about a possible dice giveaway. And we'll talk about that and a nice charity that we're trying to help. And we'll see you guys in 10 minutes and get back on with the story and go to Olafsfeller for Prince Gorbjorn.
Prince Gorbjorn!
Not see this turn of events coming today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to On the Backs of Gods. We just took our break. The party settled in for the night, is prepping for a possible ruse in the morning. Also, just a reminder that we are going to be trying to raise money for a charity this week. Not this week. Oh, God.
Next week.
I'm not ready.
God.
The 14th through the 21st. So if you want to join us then and help give to a nice charity, Gamers for Giving. I was just like, my brain literally stopped in that exact moment. We truly appreciate it. And there also might be a dice giveaway or two. I don't know. So if you want to keep up with that, you can find out probably on Instagram and Twitter at the Dice Cult and at Backs of Gods. There will probably be more details as we get them. And hopefully we can raise some money for charity and give you guys some nice click-clacks. So as we were, the night starts to dim. Before going to sleep, Nana, you, really intense, you have to take a crowbar and you make your way over to what is ostensibly Ave's coffin. And you begin to pry it open. You can't continue forward without knowing that everything's okay and he's in there. Gorbjorn says you could see him, but you have to know. You take the time to pry open this box, which you have not seen the inside of. You pop it open. There's no smell or anything. It opens.
Did say that she was preserving him.
And that's exactly what it is. He is fully preserved. His body is not visibly covered in runes that you can see. The thing that instantly takes the wind right out of your lungs, his eyes are wide open. They stare dimly ahead. There's no sign of like decay or anything. They're just sort of glazed over, but his eyes are wide open. He seems to be in okay shape. He just seems to be a little pale and a little thin.
Sorry to disturb you.
And I'm sure that Fen is not going to be able to ignore her hammering this thing back closed again.
I'm sure literally everybody is aware of the opening and the closing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not quiet. Nana's not taking the trouble to be stealthy about it. It would be too difficult.
She'd have to like drag the box off into the woods and just
God.
slowly pry it open. No, it's right next to you
no.
guys, and it's
Yeah.
It's
While everybody's watching, I want to look at the statue.
Yeah, you're like, now is the time. I'll let
God
you roll
damn
stealth
it.
with advantage.
God damn
Boy,
it.
thank you for that.
This
Oh,
terrible
yeah.
moment.
24.
Oh yeah, you watch this and you're like, perfect. And you roll out. You make your way back over to the cart, moving in the shadows. Prince Gorbjorn, your new identity, sneaky, stealthy liar. You make your way over to the cart. And you know where the feet are. You figured that much out. So you move up to the face.
I want to see the whole shebang.
Yeah, hey, your stealth roll is so good that you could see the whole thing. You're just like, I just have to know. You pull back this fabric and you look at this marble statue. Seems to be in pretty good condition. You can
You
see
turned to stone right here, right now, boy.
So I need you to give me, I don't know what the saving throw for it is, wisdom. Though if I could remember what the saving throw for turning to stone was, but
You did that to us already, Jillian.
I'll turn anybody to stone. I don't care.
It's
I'm
true, she
already
will.
rock hard.
But it is not. It does not do such.
It's not that kind of cockatrice.
The next day, the statue's up and going. Yeah, it is a beautiful young woman made of marble. Her face does not turn you to stone, but you can see set into her eyes, sort of as the eye color, you can see that there are two deep blue gems.
Are
you going to make an enemy out of
Ellie? I respect Ellie.
Okay.
Oh boy, do I want those.
If this was anybody else.
If I liked her any less, or if it was anybody else.
Just random person on the street, any day.
Yeah. You can see that it's just a pretty lady with like little sapphire eyes.
I'm gonna dip out and then appear away from the cart, just being like, this dramatic like thing happening. She's opening Ave.
Oh wow! Big
Boom.
Nana, I'm assuming then you kind of after you say your piece, you start to close the box back up. Easy enough. You guys have plenty of supplies to get this thing open and closed again.
Not that we want to do that any more often than necessary,
Nana's
but
like,
you know.
I'm only going to do that one more time.
The once. And never again.
We nail it. It's like, wait, I think I saw something. It's like,
oh shit. Anything else before I make the sun come up?
I'm good.
Here it comes, sun up.
Sun is here.
Everybody who had a level of exhaustion, bing, bang, boom, it's gone. Fen still has one level of exhaustion left. The rest of you, it feels like you haven't slept in like weeks. It's terrible. The unconsciousness you were in from the drugs was not sleep. There was no sleep to really be had there. Especially going straight into it from unconsciousness. But you all wake up the next morning refreshed, spell slots, back baby.
Hell yeah.
Here they are. Roshan.
Oh boy.
Go ahead and give me a constitution saving throw for this fine morning, DC 10.
That's going to be a total of 2.
You feel so much worse than you did yesterday. You now have added on to this disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. This is not related to any rolls in regards to your recuperation. So I need you to roll, roll me a d4. This isn't for your recovery. This is something different.
Another 3.
Okay. And now roll it one more time.
1.
Okay. Your intelligence score is going to go down by 1.
Does Roshan look visibly worse?
Roshan, would you like to try to not look visibly worse? Because you feel fucking worse.
I don't think it's that he looks worse than yesterday, but after a full night of sleep, doesn't look better than yesterday, and yesterday looked like shit. So
still looking
so relative to the rest of the party, maybe with the exception of Fen.
Yeah,
Rose still looking.
Fen is kind of deliriously still sitting by the fire, like, okay, just another day. And Roshan wakes up looking near exactly the same.
Oh, God. Roshan,
Across the way. Oh my God, you look terrible.
Roshan, are you
Jeez.
okay? Are you all right? You look almost as bad as Fen.
Okay.
That's
Nana's
not what
trying
I
out
meant.
her cutting words,
All right.
apparently.
That's not what I meant.
We all know what you
There's
meant.
a new sass bard.
I'm a ranger. I have no points in Bard. But it's fine, I guess. I'm just worried. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just yesterday was a long ass day, and a long ass few days before that, apparently.
Couldn't you sleep at all?
Yeah, I got a little sleep.
Hmm.
Don't
Well,
don't worry about me. I'll be okay.
if you need to rest, go ahead and rest in the cart while we're on our way back to Olafsvella, okay?
Oh, I fully intend to.
All right, okay.
That's
You
the
need
plan.
anything.
Roshan, she's trying to psych you out. She's going to play a trick on you. That's what she does. She tells you that you're ugly, and then she plays a trick on you when you're distracted with your sadness. I've known her for a long time.
That does sound like something Nana would do.
Yes, prey on your sadness and insult you. It's I'm
Yes,
onto her.
that sounds so very much like me.
Ellie is up. She's made herself a drink. She's smoking. She walks by Roshan, hands him said cigarette.
He takes it thankfully.
Yeah, it takes off like none of like the edge. It's just more. It's kind of more physical, where your body can actually sort of relax a little bit, and your brain can like kind of zone out. But it is not. It does not replace what is needed per se. But it's something. It is indeed at least something. But you feel your intelligence today just plummet. You're like, God, if somebody asked me to read a book, Jesus Christ, that sounds so hard. Please don't ask me to read a book.
That seems fair.
Multiple words in a row is gonna be a no-go for me.
Yeah, no, please. Please don't. Ellie climbs up into the cart. Okay, we're a few hours out from Olafsveller, so if there is any more sneaky planning, you guys do whatever you want to do. I'm going to get us on the road, though.
I think that is warranted.
All right.
Okay.
And slowly the cart starts to creak forward, trying to pull out of the grass. Anything people wanted to do before getting to Olafsveller? Saga, I'm sure there's still some sewing that you could finish up on and be working on that. Tordrek, if you want to, you weren't able to fully finish your carving. If you wanted to work on that some more to focus in on that.
Yeah, he's going to do that. And while he's doing it, he's going to be thinking, kind of trying to send the waves out to the Nine Sisters that that there's someone who's very concerned about her safety and everyone else's, i.e. Saga, and that if one of them could just show her a sign, I would be most grateful to make her feel better and not so scared. So he's going to be thinking about that as he's going in his cart, as we're moving along and he's working on this.
As you work on this little wooden statue, no roll necessary. You can just feel a confirmation that this has been accepted in some form and something will happen. Anything else before people get to Olafsveller?
Nana's gonna be taking some time to, like, you know, at least, like, make herself not instantly clockable from across the town square. Like, just kind of pulling up her hood and sort of, like, covering any part of her armor that's really noticeable or recognizable as being Galunder based in origin, and just sort of like going about making herself as nondescript as she can.
Okay. if that's it, the cart moves along, and around noon, you all arrive at Olafsfeller. And the thing that does take you, and this is, you knew about this, you were aware, but Olafsfeller is beautiful. It is white marble and clean floors and just beautiful stonework and beautiful tapestries that hang on buildings and topiaries. And it is a sight to behold. This place is beautifully maintained. You can see that it looks like there is a lead up of buildings, and then in the center, you see there is a beautiful marble fountain of a man holding a large gold vase that pours water, shimmering in the town square. Just looking at Krista's face.
Gold!
Gold, you say?
No, buddy, no.
You can see that, and then behind it,
Hold it
towering, tall, and beautiful, is the temple to Heinir. This place dedicated to inspiration. And as you move forward, you see that the fountain has words carved upon it, which says the fount of inspiration. You believe this is probably a statue of Heinir. The people that move in this area, very beautifully dressed, in the sense of just their clothes look clean and they're nice and crisp. You can definitely be like, oh yeah, this is the good side of town. Or somehow there's another more amazing side of town and you can't even physically understand what that would be. But people move.
This doesn't look like what Ellie would call the fun part of town.
It looks boring as shit. It looks like if you were going on like with your history class somewhere like that. You can see Ellie just like, she already looks bored. You make your way forward. People move about town. You can see that there's like a lot of sort of, the best way to describe them is you're probably holy men to an extent. It seems a lot of people very actively upfront worship this god and move about town the same as everyone else. Men, women, children, demographic, mostly human. But people just kind of go about their business. A glance is given in y'all's direction. Here's my question. By this time, is Gorbjorn Prince Gorbjorn, or is that a later endeavor? Is he coming to town as Prince Gorbjorn?
Oh, I was assuming yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my assumption as well. If we show up in town as not us, I think that's the better approach.
Okay. Gorbjorn, tell me how you're princing it up.
So
remember, hold your nose up way high, like we practiced.
So I'm mostly looking up at the statue that has gold.
Just, sneaking.
But Orc custom is to drink out of every fucking container, so I'd have to drink from the fountain, as it is for a container for all to drink from. Other than that, I'm kind of in like a shabby kind of like digs compared to everything else, but I'm going to play it off as this is the nicest coach anybody's seen. Like, I am proud of this. Like, I got a Thumbla carrying us. Like, fucking people will laugh and smirk at me, and I'll just like I'll give them like a death stare, and then like, I'm proud of this. Fuck off. Like,
this is the sacred cow of my village.
This cow's worth 10 times of your horses and carriages put
together.
I've still got
this is
some
my chauffeur, Ellie. What's my outfit?
I've still got some blue ink. Did you want to use any of it for like tribal symbols, or you have any of that?
Oh, I kind of do like that. Yeah.
Do it. What does it look like?
So I'm imagining kind of like, so on his right side he has that scar. He wants to hide that mostly.
Sure.
So it's
a handprint, right?
It's gonna be a lazy like half face brain part kind of thing.
Absolutely not. I will make it fancy.
Saga knows how to fancy it up.
I'm gonna
Fancy
do like
Braveheart.
I'd
weird-
scorn.
okay. I'm gonna do some kind of crazy pattern, and there's gonna be at least 7 Lady Satyr symbols.
Hidden inside. You'll have to find them all.
It looks like a cross, like lace
Yeah.
kind of thing of Lady Satyrs.
Oh, I love
Very
that.
cool.
I
Yeah,
love that.
Gorbjorn, you stick out like a damn sore thumb, but it is there's such pride that you are just beaming outwards that like nobody's saying anything. Everybody is keeping to themselves very quietly. Like you guys can occasionally tell people mumble to each other, but they fully wait till they are past you as you make your way forward. Ellie kind of pulls off to the side. All right, well, I have a delivery to make.
Do please take care of that. Are we in the vicinity of an inn over here?
You don't see anything so far. You'll probably just have to talk to somebody to find it. But she's sort of dropping you off near the fountain. She's like, well, I'm going to drop you off. I have things I have to do.
All right.
Is this goodbye then?
Oh, I don't know. If we're all really cool, we might end up at like the same inn or party. I don't know.
If we're cool.
Well,
see you
if-
when see you. Like,
If we don't see each other, then hopefully Galunder is on your trail, and you can come pay us a visit soon.
That sounds really nice.
Very glad to have you.
Of course. Well, if it's on the way, I'm sure I'll stop by and say how do you do. All right. Come on, Athumbla. And slowly starts to move forward, making her way just like straight past everything in this area. She is making a beeline like past this temple. She's like,
Yeah, it makes sense.
You guys now stand in town. If anybody wants to ask around to try and find inns or any information, you can give me persuasion, or if somebody's listening out for information, they can give me perception.
I would like to do perception just to kind of listen out for anything. While listening out for info, I think that our stuff would have kind of just been piled on top of Ave's box. It's all kind of like wrapped up into a big bundle, so it's kind of nondescript, but Nana's gonna need some assistance in carrying that kind of off to one side so that we can make our way to an inn from here, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure somebody will help you. But the thing is, if there are people who are listening out, there have to be people who are asking questions to get people talking. So who are people that are going to be doing my persuasions?
I'll attempt.
Please do.
I believe in you.
Well, that's a 17.
Okay. You find out about an inn, and if you want to ask any other questions after this, you are welcome to.
Sure.
You find there's this man who's like, the nearest by one, and he points you in the direction of it. There is Sleep, Drink, Inspire. That's right over there.
Sleep, drink, inspire. I love that.
And he looks you over and sees that you look, honestly, comparatively, all of you look a bit shabby in comparison, just from the fact that you've been on the road for a million years. But he sort of looks at you and he's like, listen, I just want to say, just so if you're able to fork up the coin for this, I advise it to stay at Sleep, Drink, Inspire. You're going to see that there is a place called Island Life further back, but I advise not staying there, you know?
Oh, I can't swim. Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
I can't swim. Happy birthday, Saga. I can't swim.
Is any particular reason why?
Oh,
Good.
I am currently making this. Roshan is talking to somebody.
fair enough. Go ahead.
I would also like to inquire about a curiosities shop or, I don't know, cheap magical items.
Well, there's places here that sell holy trinkets. Most of them they're usually for show, but sometimes the higher stuff is a little, a little pricey, but it works. I know that they sell some stuff back there. So if you're really in need, you can, but once again, I advise sticking to this part, just for your own safety, because you give off a bit of a new to town vibe.
Understandable.
Anything else?
Thanks for looking out for us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. While you're talking to him after that, Roshan, you hear in your head, maybe we keep that to ourselves for now, yeah? This isn't the time for cowardice. We go and we talk to them. No gimmicks.
So Roshan probably is like listening and then just kind of stares at this guy a little too long, who realizes the conversation is over and awkwardly walks away.
He's just like looking at you, look at him, kind of. You're looking more through him, and he's just like,
I should go.
Then.
I should go.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. So I'll come back to the group and say, we could stay at Sleep, Drink, Inspire, and I'll point either that out or the direction that he showed me.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like Island Life is also in that direction, into the fun part of town. And it sounds like there might be some fun shops in the fun part of town. Otherwise, expensive holy trinkets up here.
This is autumn, right?
It's almost winter, yeah.
Okay. So if Fen has a scarf on and his hood up, it's not like an out of place.
Literally
thing.
any time of year you guys can wear long sleeves and a scarf and a hat, and it is fine.
All
It is cold.
This is a cold climb
It's
area.
cold as shit here all the time.
Right.
So it is very fine to be wearing, because most of you should be, except Gorbjorn, who lives his best life 90% of the time. That thick orc skin.
Yeah. So Fen's along for the ride, but he's disguising who he is. He doesn't want to be recognized as that stripy faced elf. Like.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So it sounds to me like we can, I suppose, keep our enemies very, very close with Island Life, or we can pay a little more and be right over there for our night of rest. What do you all think?
I demand best in.
Naturally. Only the best for the prince.
Only the best for Prince Gorbjorn.
I suppose that means Sleep, Drink, Inspire then. And if the prince chooses to spend some time in the fun part of town, then that's no one's business but the prince.
The prince, wink, won't go to Fun Town. Ugh.
Oh, of course not. Preposterous.
Yes.
The prince is here to seek inspiration, of course.
So all of you are going to head towards Sleep, Drink, Inspire?
Yeah. That'll be our first stop.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
You make your way into
Carrying Prince Gorbjorn's luggage.
Yeah, two of you take over carrying Ave's.
My bag of gold.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
you put it on display. I have a lot of gold.
Of course.
You make your way in, once again, just as the rest of this area is immaculate. Beautiful sign, beautiful swirling, curving letters spelling out sleep, drink, inspire. And when you head inside, just as pretty. There is something that stands out very aggressively, though, is there is amongst sort of these clean wooden floors and carpets that go across it and well maintained. You can see all of the different types of barrels of alcohols and whatnot kind of on the back wall. It's just seems like a beautiful and very well stocked area. You can see in a corner sitting at one of the tables people that do not look like they fit in with this aesthetic or any of the aesthetic you've been looking at thus far. You see a sort of gruff, older looking guy, completely shaved head, like sandpaper skin. Like it's just, this guy looks old and rugged and like he's been through things, and he wears like leather armor and sitting with men that have the same aesthetic. There's about 5 of them sitting off in the corner. And you hear one of the guys like, yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea, Belditch. And when you guys walk in, you are eyed, and then sort of the men relax and go back to drinking.
Okay, that's a good
You can see that there is a much more aesthetically correct man standing at the bar who already put up his smile. Hello, how can I help you?
We would like to inquire about a room or two,
Best.
or
The
yes,
best?
perhaps the best
Well,
Only
For the
best
prince.
room for the prince.
for the prince.
The prince. Saga, I'd like you to roll deception, but you get advantage because everybody said the prince after you said the prince.
The prince, yes.
Prince, yes,
As
the prince.
Gorbjorn stands there, nose up.
And I mean, like,
Messiah.
he's
Yes, the
selling it.
Messiah.
He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
What do we got?
You said
Saga?
advantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any inspiration left?
Mm,
We get inspiration.
Guys have inspiration.
I have it. Oh, it's from Yuletide inspiration.
I use mine a lot.
I used mine.
I might use mine actually.
So
Would you like
Yuletide
to
inspiration.
re-roll or make it you roll a 10?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna reroll.
Okay, re-roll 1 dice.
Okay. Fuck! I rolled a 10.
Well,
Yeah,
Well,
it all works out. What does it add up to?
14. That's why.
Okay.
It's not very
You see
good.
this man look at you and then look at each individual person who says the prince and then lands his gaze on the prince. And you see his smile falter for just a split second as he puts it back up again. Of course, for the prince. Well, our normal rooms, well, every room here is 1 bed. The normal rooms are gold a night. And the best room for the prince would be 20 gold a night.
Of course. Anything
Gorbjorn's crying inside, but he's just like,
Anything less would be insult.
like,
Naturally.
gotta commit.
Commit to the pit!
Down 20 gold.
And then, there's one for each of us. But, you know, we pay that out of the petty cash.
Yeah,
So that's 25.
gold.
I got it.
Yeah.
I am
Gorbjorn's
the
like,
bank.
I've got it. Produces 25 coin. The man
Naturally.
looks shocked for like, once again, half a second, but he's quick back customer service. Right? Your Majesty, let me get you your keys. And he produces 6 keys. One of the, these are beautiful keys. One of them, much prettier. Just an immaculate golden key.
You may steal this.
I'm
This
You
belongs to me
can't.
forever. I paid 20 gold for this key.
That would be a prince move, though. I've read about rich people who stay in
I bought
hotels.
this. Yeah, all of you are given a key to your rooms. You can go upstairs, put your stuff. I'd just like to know which room Ave's going in.
Mine?
I mean, I guess, yeah, if he's gonna be playing the part of the prince's luggage, then yeah, that would only make
Ave playing
sense.
luggage.
No.
No.
My son's yelling at the door. You're fine.
Meow.
Yeah, you take it to Prince Gorbjorn's room, and Gorbjorn, you realize this may be the most beautiful place you have ever been in your life. It is has beautiful silks and tapestries upon the wall. There is like a huge like rug, beautifully woven. There's a fireplace. There's a tub. You can also
Your own bath?
I'm more looking at like the fabrics and stuff. Going like, does Saga want this?
Oh, you want this pillowcase? Beautiful pillows, tassels.
Yes, absolutely.
A beautiful view of the fountain. And also you think from the height of this bed, because not a lot of beds could accommodate this, but you think you could totally fit your luggage under the bed.
Oh, wow.
One of them types of beds.
Ave's going under the bed.
There we go.
I mean, it will be the safest possible place for him to be.
Yeah, you guys put him under the bed, and you're all kind of standing now in Gorbjorn's beautiful room.
I almost feel guilty standing in here. This is ridiculous.
Lady Cedar gifts us after our trial.
I won't disagree,
An expensive gift.
but a gift nonetheless.
Well, we had the coins that I vomited.
You're right.
You're very correct there. Yes.
Your
Did
golden
Gorbjorn
pot?
know?
I don't think I was there. I
It
was in
slowly
the front.
starts to go together like, oh.
Oh, that's where those came from. Oh, God.
I would like to just take you know what? I will use the spell slot to just cast detect magic so we don't have to wait for a ritual. And just scope out the room, make sure there's nothing untoward. No listening or video devices to capture our escapades.
Yeah, nobody listened to my escapades. You make your way around.
They're on ice.
You catch the signature coming from Ave under the bed. You make your way around. Nothing new. You don't see anything that seems sneaky hiding in the room. It just seems to be a normal, very nice room.
They're like eyes missing out of like a painting that somebody can peek through. Or
You go over to a painting and poke the eyeballs, and you're like, okay.
I
Gorbjorn would do that.
would just ruin art. Just like, nah, we're good. There's a wall.
Straight through it? Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, like it wouldn't be like a slow poke. It would just be like a wonk. Like
The eyeballs are now missing from this painting.
Oh, boy.
20 gold. Yeah, like pay for enough.
They might charge us more to replace the painting.
Saga, you have repaired things for us before. Maybe before we leave, we could repair this for them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's-
might.
Maybe I should I repair them as we go, or should I wait till the end and get them all at once?
Just do it now. It's no whole.
Okay.
Yeah, if we
Gorbjorn, you won't make any more holes in any
Just
more
a
paintings,
minute of you
right?
standing there with your fingers on the eyes, like, okay.
Oh, my arms are starting to shake.
Oh.
So, would everyone like to go to Island Life? Do we feel comfortable leaving our luggage here in the room?
I believe that this being the nicest room in the inn, the chances of it being intruded upon casually would be slim. Especially so long as we're making this to be a prince visiting town. Hopefully nobody wants to come greet him, but we'll see. That said, the prince did make mention in the square that he would not be visiting the dirty part of town. Do we split the party here, or do we stay together?
I could always do for a bit more rest. I'm still quite tired, honestly, and I could stay here and do my meditation, and then if something disturbs me, wake up and spring to action. More so if Gorbjorn wants to stay here as well, so as not to be seen in the dirty part of town. And I'm confident that anyone that wanted to tangle with Gorbjorn and myself that would be in for a great deal of trouble. And my disguise that I had in mind, I'm not even sure it'll work, but I think it will only work for about an hour at a time. And I don't want to hinder us from whatever you had in mind by exposing that in, then breaking that illusion.
I could do a small disguise. Just for a little bit. Just minor illusion.
I want to go to Funtown, so do I drop Prince?
It's like a magic thing. You just draw.
Just take off my clothes. Like, I'm
Made them
normal.
tear away because you knew.
Yep.
We would have to disguise your leaving and make sure that somebody thought that perhaps the prince was taking a nap in his room.
You lead out the door. The prince is napping, and then you all cluster together and run out. In the middle, run.
How are we gonna get Gorbjorn out of this inn without anybody seeing?
Yeah, you do what you gotta do.
I'm just gonna leave as the prince. It seems
Okay.
like
Put me on your shoulders, and then put a big cape.
And then put a big coat over the
You're just
both of you.
a big man.
Nobody saw you come in that way, but
yeah.
that's fine. Who
They're
cares?
like, where did this weird, big, wobbly man come
It's
from?
like a half giant. Like he'd be so tall.
Goliath, yeah.
All right, let's maybe like just depart as prince and retinue, and if Fen wants to stay behind for a while, take his meditation, and perhaps play the part of the keeper of the prince's belongings, I suppose, his retainer, bodyguard, I don't know.
I'm
Something.
hoping no one asks after me.
I hope not either, but so long as we're establishing alibis and who is who.
I'm gonna leave him behind my important gold pieces with Fen in Ave's body.
Yeah.
If you can take a bath if you want.
I have this bath. It's pretty cool.
I think as soon as everybody's out of the room, Fenn's gonna take the string out of his kit and like set up like tripwires around the doors and stuff like that to like knock over the expensive vases that are just accoutrement in this room. So if Fenn does take his meditation and somebody comes in, it'll wake him up or it'll alert him and he can spring to action.
Okay. Fen, you're going to stay behind and you're going to take your 4-hour meditation. The rest of you, zhuzh back up.
We'll have Tordrick give you a message.
Yeah. With his brain.
With his brain.
Okay. All of you are going to make your way out of Slink, Drink, Inspire, and you're going to make your way to the bad boy side of town.
Oh boy.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Are you gonna do?
Hopefully they don't come for us.
You all start
Don,
your
what?
way. So you make your way through town. Walking by this beautiful fountain and this beautiful temple, which you can see people going into, and you do get the vibe that is sort of a touristy vibe. They're bougie all the time, but you can see that there are people here to be like, wow, this is great. Look at this. And you see some people have stopped and are like sketching. Like it's just a beautiful area. And you start to walk further back. And some of the stones on the ground aren't as well maintained. And the buildings are less cared for. And you make your way even further back. And it gets to a point where you step over a threshold and it is a different town. There is no white marble to be seen. It goes back to being mostly like dirt ground. The buildings are made out of wood and straw. It goes back to being a normal, impoverished, but like a normal town. Losing that like veneer of the mask in front that it had. You all make your way in, and
do we need to duck into an alley and make him out to be somebody less robbable? Gorbjorn,
I was gonna say, like, I'm gonna like have my fists up the whole time.
He walks
with, like,
in, fists up, like
I am big, Prince.
I'll punch anybody. So I'm assuming you guys are just. It sounds like you guys are just walking around. This
I
doesn't
want to
sound
look
like
for
a
a magic
stealth
item
thing.
shop.
I want to find some trinkets.
Yeah. I'm sure you will find those places. Something nice. As you guys make your way forward, you know that you're sort of, Roshan, from what you've been told, you are approaching where island life is. As you've made your way pretty far back into this area. The people seem to, they don't eye you.
No! Come back.
She'll be back. She always comes back.
She always comes back.
They owe you, not I you.
Who mentioned the statue? Who thought about it?
God damn it! It must have been Gorbjorn.
Guilty.
You in the same way.
Hey! I heard her.
Hello. You guys, I can't hear you for a minute now, so I'm just gonna wait until I can hear you, and then you guys, when I come back, can tell me exactly where I dropped off, because I was talking and not looking at you guys.
Oh no!
I can hear you.
Hooray!
Where did I drop off? Because I was talking and then looked up and I was frozen.
They eye us.
They eye us.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
That could have been worse. They eye you probably less than you were looked at in the front of town. And it's not with a like, why are they here sort of look, or like, oh, okay sort of look, but it's just more sort of an acknowledgement, and there's maybe more of a suspicion, seeing this very, very well-dressed man bowed up, fists out, like walking down the street with an entourage. A very strange entourage, to be sure. Roshan, you know basically around the corner is island life.
I think that should be our last stop. Are there some shops on our way that we could stop in and
just to be real chill?
Yeah, on the way you find something that you could only refer to as maybe like an oddities shop. And you also see something that seems like maybe you can see liquids in containers. So maybe it's a potion shop, but you are not super sure.
Let's go into the oddities shop. I'll go in with Saga if anyone else wants to come in. You're welcome.
Oh, I am definitely going in.
Oh
here.
yeah, I think we can make an entourage of that.
Is the tavern like within eye distance of Trudgery at this point? Does he see anything that's got a a veil or a mug or something that,
A horn,
that just
Be
shouts
careful
alcohol to
going
him.
by yourself.
Yeah, you could see it if you wanted to go in and try and get yourself a drink.
Well, yeah, he'll watch everybody go into the nice trinket shop, and then he sees he sees that, and he's just like, so it's like it starts pulling him slowly. He's like, no, I can't go yet. I gotta wait for everybody. But his toes just keep going that way
We'll get
towards
there.
He tries to hold himself back, but just slowly inching towards
He
it.
looks down, he kicks the ground, and he's like,
Aw.
looking over there.
People who enter the trinket shop, it sort of has the vibe, not as scholarly, but it has a similar vibe to Dagwood's house in the sense that it is basically piles upon piles of things.
Oh boy.
And
Nana
you
is keeping
see
her hands under her armpits.
a little gnomish man kind of like looks out. Hey.
Hello.
So,
Hello.
You want a trinket or something?
Oh yes.
Okay. And he kind of motions and he like reaches in and he pulls out a trinket. Whoever wants a trinket, roll me a 1d100.
Ooh.
Okay. Let me see
is
if I
this
have
just
a
like
1d100.
a knick-knack and Bibbidi
Yeah, it
Bob's
seems
kind of shop?
weird knick-knack stuff.
Gotcha.
Trinkets, tchotchke.
44.
44. Let's talk about your 44 because I'm not making up a shop full of millions of things. You find what looks like a little cage with like a little puppet canary inside.
Ooh.
So it's like a little wooden canary puppet inside of a cage.
Cute.
Saga, what's your number?
My numbers is 54. Oh, Roshan, I actually have one of those cages too, but the bird fell out and the door's gone.
I
Anyway,
suppose we
54.
don't need another then.
Saga, you reach in and
We
you
have
find
two.
a purple candle and you pull it out and you're like, and it looks pretty normal to you. And he's like, oh, look at this. And he comes over and he lights a match and he puts it to the wick. It will not light. This candle won't
What?
light.
Great candle.
Just won't
Well,
light.
what's the point?
You need a candle that doesn't light?
Maybe.
It's a really pretty purple.
It is. It just doesn't light.
I guess everyone has flaws.
Oh.
That's true. You want me to reach into this pile and grab something else real quick?
Maybe.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a D100 again. Did anybody else roll on the chart?
I will roll because now I'm kind of curious.
You gonna roll again, Josh?
No, I'm good.
I'm content
you
with my
okay?
bird.
66.
66. You reach in and you kind of like stick your finger and it's like, ow, and you pull out a caltrop made out of bone.
Okay, I want it.
That does seem Gorbjorn's aesthetic.
What did you
It
get? Saga?
reminds me of artifact from my kingdom.
What's your new number?
Well, if this was a divine intervention roll, it'd be freaking cool, but I got a 3.
Ooh, back to the top of this chart. What do we got?
Imagine. Wouldn't that be fun?
It kind of sparkles out of the corner of your eye. He's like digging through and you see it. It reminds you of those coins that you found, the golden ones.
Oh.
And you can see that it is a coin carved. It looks like it has a visage of like the outside of Skull City on it. It is an image of that skull set into the ground and just like trees and land sort of drawn around it on this coin.
Oh, that's really pretty. I'm actually collecting coins like this. I have a few other fancy coins.
That's
This
cool.
is perfect. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry. What was your name?
Oh, Doug.
I love Doug the gnome. I love Doug
Panic
the
in your
gnome.
face was so good.
Mhm. You said you have a coin. I could trade you a coin for a coin.
Oh, well, I don't know. They're really cool.
Hmm.
Mm.
Um,
I could trade you a coin for some money coins.
Yeah.
That's all right too. Would you want this little cage though?
He squints at it. Go ahead and roll me persuasion.
Okay.
Let's see if he decides that he really wants that cage.
Wow, why am I rolling so bad? 7.
Aww.
How about that cage and a silver? Or 2 silver, either way.
Oh. Well, I think the cage is kind of fun, so I'll give you 2 silver instead.
Thanks. And
Yeah,
he
will you
let you keep
will
it.
you take it in copper?
Oh my
All
god.
your hoppers. Oh, it didn't turn to silver. God, he looks
No.
at you. He's like, go ahead and roll me persuasion again.
Oh no. If
Dude,
need
Just
be,
10
we can
copper.
change that.
oh, this one's the 15. It's a little better.
Okay. He says, yeah, either you can give me some copper or I guess I can take the cage.
Oh, okay. Well, it will take me a while to count, so maybe just the cage.
I can't count past 5. Doug's like, yeah, I get that. And you hand him the cage and you get to keep the fun Skull City coin.
Wow.
I love it.
What a good trade.
You want that caltrop?
Can I trade it for a puka shell anklet I got in Hoika Cliff?
You got a picture. Good.
Yeah, that sounds good. Shells are basically little bones, right?
Like for like.
Okay,
It's tiny fish bones.
Yeah.
cool. You give him the puka shell anklet and you get to keep the bone caltrop.
This is so much cooler.
Roshan, are you putting your little bird cage back?
Yeah, I don't need that.
Yeah. I don't need this in my
Oh.
life.
Put it beside the one that I just gave him.
Yeah. Okay. Have a nice day.
I did
yes.
decide to roll.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 9.
What?
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Go ahead and roll me either history or insight or investigation or something first,
What?
please.
Why do you look so concerned?
This item it just is so different from the other fucking items.
Okay, so either like history or investigation.
Or insight, whatever. Go ahead, go for it.
Okay. All right.
It's like a
I'll
human
do-
hand or something? Like, what's gonna happen?
I'll do history, I guess. Well, I don't have a lot of that, and I rolled badly. That's a 9.
It's a rope necklace with mummified fingers dangling off of it.
No thanks.
It does not match my wardrobe. I might put that one back.
Saga just screams and runs out the door.
Saga's gone.
Bye.
Okay. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
And all of you casually slip out of the shop where you found a bunch of fingers on a necklace. Where to now?
Well, it does look like Tordrick is desperately trying not
like
to
halfway
charge
there, like
head first into the tavern. Perhaps we should allow a resident cleric to imbibe a bit before we proceed further.
Well, he's proceeding to the imbibery.
Oh, which would be the island life, yeah? Or
That
is
was
it
my
elsewhere?
assumption.
Yes, the assumption is correct.
Oh God. Okay.
Tordrek's like, it's like a force is moving him. I have to.
Oh no.
She's like, the crowd is pulling me. What?
Guys, it's weird. It's so weird how I have to go over here.
Can you keep a low profile while we get some potions?
Oh, I'll head in with him, and you all can go get some potions.
Sure.
Safety in numbers.
Well, that's true. All right, we'll be right along. We'll be right along.
Okay. Tordrek and Roshan head into Island Life. The rest of you head over to the potion shoppery. We'll talk about the potion shop real quick. There's a young woman inside. And you can see that it does not look super stocked in the sense of what you'd imagine like a very nice potion shop would be. You can see there's a lot of components and stuff of that nature, mostly, but there are some potions. Yeah, what can I get you? Lavender?
Well,
I have some ground bone. What do you want?
oh.
What?
Do you happen to have any healing potions by any chance?
I got a couple.
Well, how much for one?
50 gold.
All right. I believe I can cover that. I will purchase one healing potion, please.
She gives you a dusty bottle off a shelf. There you go.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I was wondering on behalf of a friend of mine. We were trying to get in contact with someone who might be able to assist us with acquiring some rare items or something of that nature. Is there anyone around town who's particularly good for that sort of thing?
Roll persuasion. Deception. Roll deception.
Yeah, that's fair.
Part of that was a lie.
That's fair. It's a 9.
No.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna slam my fist on the fucking counter.
Oh,
I need magic sword!
She like looks at you. I don't sell magic swords.
Where?
Where?
I don't know. Those religious nuts like to sell weapons sometimes. I bet you could find one by the front.
Peanuts?
Yeah, honey, peanuts.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Does anybody else need a potion? I basically have lavender, ground bone, and 3 health potions left.
I'll take
I'll
the
buy
lavender.
I'll buy 1 potion and her lavender.
Oh.
Oh.
You have to put down like a silver for this bundle of dried lavender. There you go. Anything else? All right. And then she kind of slouches back and goes back like you guys aren't there anymore.
That's fair. Thank you.
She does not say goodbye.
All right. Goodbye.
You all casually slip out. Meanwhile, some boys were thirsty and needed a drink.
Thirsty boys.
The outside of Island Life is as kind of sad and poorly maintained as the rest of the buildings around here, except their sign. Their sign looks new and like recently carved and seems to have that same just well-maintained vibe that it maybe did a bit further back. When you step inside, the inside does not look like the outside. It is so much nicer in here. And instead of tables and chairs, it is mostly comprised of places to place things upon coals and cushions to sit upon them. And there are people inside and they seem to be having a decently good time. And it kind of gives off like a hookah lounge vibe. But there is also a bar at the far end where you can see a young woman in a high ponytail, a bit scantily clad, but not too much. Classy, a classy amount of cleavage. Standing at the bar, and she looks over at you. Hey there.
In the industry, we call those the tip shirts.
Tips, please.
Mm-hmm.
Hi there. How can I help you?
We're thirsty.
Yeah, you are.
Whiskey? Question mark?
Sure, honey. 1 second. And she turns around and starts pouring a drink. That's just, you know what? I'm feeling generous because you're kind of cute. 1 copper.
She's
It's
so
actually
much-
1 copper, but
would
I was
leave
just
that bar
trying to be
so
cute about
fast.
it.
Trudgery looks over at Ro. Talking to you?
I'm talking
Oh.
to you, sweetness.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh boy.
He kind of shakes his shoulders a little bit.
Oh, here's your whiskey.
So while she's distracted pouring a drink, I'd like to survey the room and see if there's any red men.
Are there any red men? But you just walk past him. Go ahead and roll me perception, which I'm pretty sure you have disadvantage on, but you know,
It's-
that's life right now, ain't it?
Yeah. I got a natural 1 and a 4, so
Hell yeah. It
6
is-
total.
It is the smell of the incense, and you're looking around, but I mean, it's not that hard to tell if you see a red man.
Mhm.
You don't. All right, sweetness. And she gives you your whiskey and looks over at you, Roshan. Anything for you? And you watch as she like pulls out a piece of paper from below the desk. Actually, Roshan, you don't see this. Torjik, you see this. She kind of just casually puts a piece of paper up with like her free hand and sets it on the table. Picks up a bit of charcoal and starts to draw. Anything for you?
Do you have some like fruity island drinks here?
Oh my gosh, you're so cute. I could definitely find like an apple and put it in something.
Oh
And
my god.
Just an apple and a drink.
I'll figure it out. I'm creative.
Yeah. I believe
All
it.
right, yeah, whatever's like tiki bar themed, island life themed.
Oh, you want some? I'm sorry. I was distracted by your cute friend.
Naturally.
She kind of turns around and she starts to pull things off the counter. Tordrick, you can see that she's starting to sketch you. It's very well done. It's very like minimalistic, but she is starting to sketch you, and it looks like she was about to start on a second face. Okay, here we go. So we have some. So it sometimes can get a little crunchy, and she hands you a mixed drink. She puts a little umbrella on it. Here you go. That's gonna be more like 5 copper if you're able.
Of
If not, I'll
course.
drink it.
Oh my god.
I'll say thank you and just put a silver down and say the rest is for you, honey.
Oh my goodness, aren't you quite the charmer? Look at you two. She goes back to sketching with her free hand. Rashawn, you can see that her hand is moving, and you can see that she is sketching you. Too cute.
You learn to draw.
Oh, I've always had an interest ever since I was little. And, you know, sometimes they're like, hey, you want to draw a picture? And I'm like, sure. You want to pour some drinks? Sure. And so I drew you guys a cute little picture, but I'm going to keep it so I don't forget. By this time...
he's going to use his insight to see if she's full of shit.
Hell yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Please.
He's naive, but not that naive.
Yeah.
You never know. Let's see. A whopping 22.
Well,
Oh, shit.
she's totally fucking lying. She's lying through her fucking teeth, Dordre. She keeps that beautiful, sweet smile up. She's like, yeah, you know, just something to remember you by. And she holds it up and puts it in her pocket.
Well, if he can, if he's quick enough, he's going to, like, do his toast with the whiskey and go blah, 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 and, like throw the whiskey up like this, like he's going to show her how he's going to do, like, this trick with the glass, and then he's going to rip it out of her hands and go, oops, and tear it up.
Oh, no.
Honestly, probably easy enough. She probably wasn't expecting that even in the slightest. And she's like, oh, and you watch that smile drop real quick.
Oh.
honey, that's not very nice. And the rest of you come in at that point.
Oh boy.
Oh, goodness.
I did not.
We're real popular today. How about you all come up to the bar, huh?
How about, huh? All right, I guess Nana has no idea what just transpired, so I mean,
Yeah.
like, she's gonna be like checking Gorbjorn because like he's supposed to be the head of the party.
I actually want to go back to the front of the town and go shopping still.
Gorbjorn's like, I'll keep shopping. And he
That's
does not join
fair.
you.
Okay, all right.
So it
If
is Roshan,
Gorbjorn's
Tordrek,
going,
Saga, and Nana. Okay.
all right.
What do you
I
want
mean,
to do, Saga?
I did want to go shopping for like fabric and stuff.
Oh,
Do you want to go with
Saga and Gorbjorn?
I want to go with Gorbjorn, yeah.
That makes sense.
So now
Shopping trip.
it is Roshan, Nana, and Tordrek. Nana, you walk in and see this woman. Oh, hey there. Come up to the bar. Maybe we could have ourselves a conversation. It's my thing. And she leans forward and she rests her head on her chin. What can I really get you?
Well, we were hoping that we could find someone named Egil here.
Oh. Honey, that's crazy. Now listen, all you have to do is you have to keep your sticky fingers to yourself. Let me finish my drawing and maybe you can talk to a friend, yeah?
What drawing?
She pulls up another piece of paper, just real quick. And you know what? I'll even promise when you leave, you can take it with you. Token of my appreciation for your nice tip. And she starts to sketch out very rapidly your three faces.
Oh boy.
One moment. If you're interested in meeting a friend.
Very impressive.
And it's nice. And she kind of looks at it, shows it to you. One moment. And she drops it behind the bar and just kind of disappears behind the bar. And she waits a moment.
Okay.
Now fully not really focusing on you, kind of looking around. You can...
Does she have a gnome behind the bar who's like making a photocopy or something?
You like lean over, like, who is it?
Who's down there?
Roshan, it's easy enough. With like a slight lean over, you look. It looks like there's some sort of pipe or something. Something that leads into the floorboards.
When Tordrek sees that everybody's like looking over at that spy, he mumbles, "She's full of shite." And he's got like his voice is totally different than the way his voice normally is. Where he's all happy and stuff. He's not happy with that at all.
Yes.
He really got a bad feeling from her, so he's dropped into a totally different zone.
Yeah. She's sort of mimicking you, Tordrek, where she has fully also dropped whatever she had up and is just now very much business and slightly annoyed.
Nana does not know what she walked into.
Nana's like, what did you
do? What did you say?
You then watch behind her, a candle illuminates. Oh. Well, ain't you lucky you can go talk to a friend?
That's good. Thank you very much.
She motions to like a tapestry behind her. Go on through. Down the stairs. Try to mind your manners this time.
What did you do?
Okay, you three have a good time.
Thanks. I guess the three of us will head towards the tapestry.
Yeah. When you get to the tapestry, you can tell that there's nothing behind it. And it takes you down a small hallway, very short hallway, that leads to stairs that go down.
Oh boy.
Are we progressing down them stairs?
Hell yeah.
Roshan's like, I have one less intelligence. I got nothing to lose. And down these
Tordrek,
stairs.
I hope you've got Fen on speed dial.
I don't know if he's close enough to talk to Fen, but I could be wrong.
God. Well, at the very least, maybe Gorbjorn or Saga, if they haven't gotten all the way up to the front of town.
I guess we'll see. You mumbled that to Tordrek. Did you guys make your way down?
His answer is, I could use another drink. He only had one shot, so he's like,
She's like, one shot's not cutting
I don't
it.
like this. This is gotta get serious. All you want to do is have some fun, you know.
I just want to have a good time.
How's my crunchy sunrise taste?
It's pretty good. You realize the crunchy is the sugar that's not dissolved. So it is just chewing you drink.
Oh.
What you notice as you make your way down, and it's a good bit down. It takes you not a few minutes, dear God.
A while.
As you make your way down this very tight stairwell, it's more of kind of the spiral variety.
Oh God.
So it's sort of slow moving, but as you make your way down, it gets hotter.
Oh boy.
And hotter. Like, by the point where you step down on the bottom, it is past what you've experienced like on a summer's day here. Like, it is very hot down here, especially all of you wearing winter clothes.
This is ridiculous.
You see before you there is a door.
All right.
I'm not gonna knock. I'm just gonna try and let myself in.
It is unlocked. Roshan, you go in and you see that there is a second bar. This bar there is an amount of exuberance to it. There are tables and there are cushions and there are places to like smoke hookah and throw throw liquid onto coals, and there's steam. It's like a sauna in here, incredibly hot and sweltering. You can see that there's multiple fires set, multiple fireplaces down here to help maintain the heat. And there's also a swimming pool. Something that you guys have probably never seen. There's just a tiny man-made lake in a square. And
what is that?
You can see the people down here are also dressed in what I only can refer to as summer attire you would never wear because it's still too cold. People are in what can only be referred to as swimming clothes and clothes where it would be more comfortable to be down here. Short sleeves, no shirts, short pants, very exposed tops from everybody. And you can see they're all not focusing on you. There's about 30 people down here. And you can see leaning against the bar towards the middle, wearing a long black turtleneck, black pants and still boots. You see Eagle leaning against the bar. Well, shit. I can't tell if y'all are fucking geniuses or idiots. Enlighten me.
We'll see if you can enlighten us somewhat.
Enlighten this bitch.
You're not there.
I know.
It's very nice to meet you. I assume you are Eagle. We haven't had the chance to meet.
That's right, you were unconscious. Nice to meet you, Roshan.
Lovely that you already know my name. I assume you are Eagle. Is there a surname I should be aware of?
Certainly not.
Just Eagle, then.
That's
a title.
Right.
That's just a name I like.
All right.
Only 3 of you. The rest dead?
Perhaps.
They ain't. I have people in town. Here's my question. Who's telling my secrets?
Which
There's
part
only
of
one-
this was a secret?
Well, the fact that y'all are in here.
I mean, there are 2 bars in town. 2 inns in town.
We asked where the real party was. They brought us here. He yells rather rudely, looking at Eagle.
Uh-huh. All right, then. Well, here's the other party.
Saw it.
You see him look over it like another table. Sit the fuck down. And you see a man who's already like stood up. You can see that even though people are in summer attire, that they are armed. And the guy, very upset, sits back down.
We're not here. We're not here to start a fight.
Of course not. You'd lose. And he didn't bring the whole team. What kind of fucking fight is that?
Naturally.
We were more hoping for information.
You know what? I'm feeling obligatory. Also,
Obliged.
Sorry, I love
also, sir, you look like shit. Drinks?
Please.
I'll take one.
3 drinks. Each of you is presented with the tall drink.
Cool. Does
There you
it
go.
smell like almonds?
Smells like alcohol.
Cool.
I will hold it up to Egil and say, to new friends, or at least new acquaintances.
New friends. And he picks up his own drink. And he just proceeds to quietly sit there and finish the drink.
You all don't mind. I just feel the 9 sisters. I'm believing that's the 9 sisters. I feel like I need to ask their question to them. I'll be back in a moment. I'll be just right over here. And Trudgery just goes over to the water and he looks at it moving, the pool. That he doesn't know what that is, and seeing the waves and everything. It's not exactly like the ocean, but he feels compelled, so he just starts taking off all his clothes to jump in the water.
I mean, that makes sense.
This guy understands a fucking party.
Exactly. That's why we brought him.
Listen, I'm happy to answer your questions that ain't gonna get me in trouble. You understand?
Certainly.
Would it get you in trouble to tell us who hired you to lift us?
Certainly, if you ain't paying.
How much does that information cost?
Well, the thing is, if I give away a client, I'm losing the job, right? That's the only way I can think about it. So in retrospect, you'd be needing to pay for the job, pay for your bounty. And also just a bit of insurance because first off, losing a good paying client. Now there's 6 of you. Bit of insurance. That comes up to a round total of 60,000 gold.
Fuck you, Egil.
I'm rather at a loss for exactly what we might have done or what offense we might have committed to have warranted such a bounty. We travel.
He looks at you and he like looks like he's really analyzing you. And then that look changes and he starts laughing. He's like, holy fucking shit. I'm sorry about that you don't know your own transgressions.
Yeah,
No
Roshan also laughs at that.
No one informed us at any point.
Would you like me to say your transgressions out loud in front of everybody? Because I'm welcome to.
I mean,
if you're feeling so confident.
If you could do it quietly, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, everybody here, mind your fucking business. And he gets comfortable next to the bar. Okay, well, let's start simple. Entering the Valley of Odin, illegal. Removing artifacts from the valley, illegal. Transporting corpses over city lines, not burning them, illegal. And probably the 4 corpses in between them, between Laminder and here, counts as murder.
There are no corpses between there and here.
I mean, he's telling the truth.
If you left them, you'd just be a bunch of assholes. Listen, we can lie to each other all damn day. I'm good at it, but that's not necessary. And that's not like how I like to do business.
All right.
Now, the thing is, I know you killed some of my men because one of them came running back, tail between his legs. And that means there's 4 unaccounted for. So either they all tucked tail and ran or they're dead. But I'm pretty sure from the description of what I was getting is they're all gone.
I think you might be surprised.
Ooh, pray tell, how many live?
I feel like that in exchange of information would cost you.
You might be able to knock a little bit off of a
Shit.
bounty or two.
Nana.
For information.
Risha kind of puts a hand up like,
All right.
slow your roll.
Okay.
All right. Now, taking some money off the bounty, I guess. How about we take the interest off? 50,000. That's how much they paid for your death.
They paid for our death.
Oh yeah, they
Interesting.
wanted me to kill you, but that ain't as that's counterintuitive in my opinion.
More profitable to sell and double the gains, I would assume.
Of course. And they used to do something like that here. It just was less savory. I sell to more savory means. Because technically, if somebody of high status wants you dead, technically you're also liable to probably go to a prison, which means maybe you're available to do some labor. And that's usually where I lean. You know, military work. That usually pays well. Nice cushy life, and you ain't causing nobody no trouble no more.
Naturally.
Is Tordrick like close to being done with his little dip?
I'm sure Tordrick, are you naked and in this pool now?
Backstroke.
Swimming in the pool. Eagle has no reaction to it. Like you can see the people at the pool are just still chilling there.
Yeah.
So Tordrick's just has decided to go have a good time instead of this, which I get.
mean, I can understand that.
Go ahead.
I would like to, before I ask something, just send a little message over to Tordrick and ask if he could, how do I say it? Could you come judge a reaction for me?
Tordrick gets out of the pool, comes over.
Somebody hands you a towel as you walk by. You're welcome to take it if you want to.
Thanks.
And just like takes it, wraps it around his
Dries off
waist,
his hair,
keeps walking.
I suppose.
So, yes or no, was it a couple or one of the two named Atri or McKeel who was putting up a bounty for us?
He looks at you and he raises an eyebrow. That's pretty damn forward. I'm going to have to go ahead and say nope.
And I'm hoping that since I'm such shit at insight, that Tordrick could be my second and try to gauge that reaction.
Yeah, Tordrick, go ahead and roll insight.
I mean, I'll also roll.
Yeah, but all three of you are welcome to roll insight.
Okay.
I'd love to. I won't be much help.
Tordrick's like looking over at like the types of alcohol they have down there.
Mm-hmm.
And 21 for his insight.
16 for me.
19.
You don't think he's lying.
So who the
All you are staring so fucking intensely.
else?
Relax. You already know I ain't gonna fucking do nothing. And you hear the guy who had stood up before stand up. His chair falls backwards. That's the fucking problem.
Time I'll say, hey, sit back down.
He pulls out his weapon.
I'll pull out my middle finger weapon.
He does not fully approach, but he does step forward. Eagle, this is fucking bullshit. This is 30,000 gold standing right in front of you. There's 3 of them, and one of them looks like they're about to fucking die, and one of them's naked. We take them now, and we end this. We look weak if they walk out of here. And you see Eagle is just watching him. Oh, shit, come on. Eagle props himself back up and stands. Now listen, Trey, that ain't necessary. And he walks over to him. Listen, I understand. It's hard when you have to switch over management. The rules change. You got to be a different person. But as you see, I have company currently. And my dear friend Roshan here that you happen to be pointing a weapon at, currently has immunity. And I ain't gonna make me a liar. Is that understood? And this guy stands in front of him. They just kind of look at each other for a moment. Now listen, I'm sure we can handle this like civilized gentlemen instead of fucking anarchists and criminals. And he pulls a knife from out of his pocket and begins to stab this man rapid fire in the side.
That makes complete sense.
Stabs this man multiple times thoroughly in the gut, and that man falls. He looks back over to you.
Uh-oh.
Now, where were we? And that is where we're going to stop for today. Thank you all so much for watching and going a bit longer with us. You know, we've been waiting on Eagle. We might as well get to see him for a little bit.
Yeah, you know.
We truly appreciate you guys being here, getting to tell a story with us. If you're interested, like I said before, pulling up my notes, we're going to be trying to raise money between the 14th and the 21st for Gamers for Giving, or my brain is fully done now.
Yep.
We're going to have more information about that if you follow us at Backs of Gods on Instagram and Twitter, and at the Dice Cult on Instagram and Twitter. We also might be doing a giveaway of some sort. I don't know. Maybe there'll be some polls. Maybe it gets to be a little interactive. Who knows?
Some shiny click clacks.
You never know. So if you're interested and want to get more details about that, stay updated. Certainly follow us. Get that information. Be first to jump on the bandwagon. Maybe first to get some goodies. Who knows? We really appreciate you guys being here, especially sticking out the long haul on this one. Guys, literally, the second I have to stop being Eagle, my brain is just fully mush. He's been 10,000 times cooler than me, and it takes so
That's
much.
a mood,
You
man.
just murdered somebody. You just murdered somebody. Okay, so
It's super
it's
rad.
understandable.
It was
Frank, hey,
really
can you tell me
rad.
what happens on Tuesday?
Well, sometimes we play D&D on Tuesday nights. Hopefully tomorrow night, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. Oh, our group just jumped into a gate and
Ooh.
landed on a ledge looking over a 200-foot drop down into some water in the middle of an underground cave. They have no clue where they're at. They have nothing to go on a lead except they're searching for their friend, and this is hopefully the way.
Well, this sounds like a cannonball situation to me.
I'm telling you.
Neat.
That's the vibe.
One way or
I'm
the other, it's going to happen.
getting. Either way.
Right.
And if you're interested in something a little different, every Saturday we have our Spooky Scary Horror Saturdays. Last week was Vampire the Masquerade. A bunch of vampires kicked in a door, shotguns in hand, blowing vampires apart. And maybe we're really high up, and we'll see how that goes. But this week we interchange. This week is Call of Cthulhu. Where our party has just attended a funeral, and after being maybe a bit threatened to stop being so nosy, we will continue to be nosy. That's just sort of the vibe.
I mean, at least
we will
we're
be
consistent, right?
but maybe like a little sneakier, just slightly sneakier being nosy. And also, if you're interested, we're hoping to have, like I said, maybe some more things, some more games that we're going to try to play on the 14th through the 21st. And the only way you can find out about that is by following us on the socials, or following us on here and getting them notifications.
Or you could join us on the Discord. We'll probably be talking about it over there.
If you go to the About page, there is a link that you can click, and you can join us on the Discord and be like, hey, give me them deets. And we'll be like, sure. We'll be like, okay, fine. 'cause you're so
Okay,
cool
I
and
guess.
Thank you guys so much. And I've already said our socials, but if you want to see art and the like, at Backs of Gods on Instagram, and notifications are on at Backs of Gods on Twitter. Thank you guys again, and we'll see you the same time, same place every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night, guys.
Thank you,
Good night.
Julian.
Farewell. Thank you,
Thank you, everybody.
Julian. Good night, all.